Eric Keller here, Enthusiast Auto Group. Today we're at EAG's workshop number 1 and we're going to go over a Z4 M-Coupe. This is a silver gray metallic that is one of just 1,815 of these Bengal designed beautiful coupes to be produced. This is one of the most beautiful BMW two-doors built in my personal opinion, and I will go on record saying that this is the prettiest car that Bengal ever came up with, and if you feel differently, leave us a comment. I don't know what is more beautiful than this car. At least that's my vote. What's yours? The double bubble there on the roof, that is just a great shape, and the car is one of the higher performing M's out of the box that BMW has ever come up with. It is a lot of performance for the money. This is the most cost-effective way into an S54 powered BMW, and at least a high-performance coupe, that is. The Roadsters are a little bit more cost-effective than their coupe brethren. And this car has a great story we're going to share with you today. It is a one-owner car as EAG acquired it last year, and the father-son that owned the car reached out to us direct, gave us an opportunity to keep the car in a great home, of which we certainly took advantage of and gave them a good value for the car, and we were all happy, as well, where all of these cars at some point come from. And more on those M5s in a minute. The car has always been serviced to a super high degree, of which all of the hard copy carry the walk receipts. The ones you walk out of the dealership with are in the trunk in a binder, the original copies. Window sticker, very good option, build sheet on this car. And it is wearing all of its original paint and panels, save the front bumper, which EAG did recondition for just normal patina and cosmetic improvement, a sympathy rejuvenation of the front bumper, or I guess we would call it a restoration of the front bumper, you could say. And of course we put on the protection plates, the aluminum little skid plates on the bottoms of those front fangs, so that we can prolong the time before we need to redo the front bumper again. And in the 5,000 miles since this car has left EAG's workshop, now at 60K, sold it last time at 55K. There's one little scrape on the bottom of those plates, so they did serve their purpose and saved a cosmetic blemish that would have been there had they not. $100, good investment for the future, and that's a difference in doing things our way. This is a great angle of this car, by the way. I love that. I love that shot. Anyway, this one's not bad either. No front license plate holes. The car has a really great driving dynamic, and if I told you that this was a 20 or 30,000 mile car in condition and or driving feedback to the driver, you'd believe it. I mean, the driver's seat even, look, I mean, does that look like a 60,000 mile seat to you? Doesn't to me. Car is navigation delete. It is carbon leather interior trim. It is heated seats with the washers. The car has Bluetooth. The car also has the BMW satellite radio installed, which there in the back window, it's going to be kind of hard to see, but the antenna is back there. The antenna is integral for that system, and one of the things that we're going to replace, among other little things, just because we noted a super little small a fray in the wire, but we noticed that when we took the whole rear compartment tray apart to do the rear shock mounts, because they're original, and those things, you know, most shops wouldn't do those, especially rear shock mounts at this mileage, but they're going to need to be done, you know, at some point, probably 80, 90,000 miles. And let's just do it now while the car is here, and we could identify some areas to add value for the next owner. Now inside EAG's workshop number 1, we're with one of the pit crew team members, Tim. And Tim, you've spent the last couple hours going over this M-Coupe. What are your thoughts?
Oh, the car is in great condition. It's got 60,000 miles. I've looked at 8 to 10 of these S54 Z4 M-Coupes and M Roadsters in the past few months, and I struggle to find anything wrong with this vehicle.
Where have you found some room for us to add some value, lower the risk for the next guy?
So what I found mechanically was that the rear shocks that are original to the car, the upper mounts are starting to show some wear, and you wouldn't see any problems really till 15,000 miles down the road from here, but since we found that now, we'll go ahead and address it.
Great. And any standard scope service that we can do now?
Yeah, the only time-based service or mileage-based service that is due for is an annual oil change.
And any previous mods or any signs of anything not original to the car?
The only thing that I saw was that it has EAG protection plates in the front, under the front bumper for curbs.
Right, the skid plates that we put on all of our front bumpers, we'll show you that here on the underside. Do you want to maybe lift her up and give us a tour on the bottom?
Yeah.
Cool, let's do it. Ensuring that our owners have the lowest responsibility possible. Owning an EAG car, that's the goal. That's why we do all the stuff as early as we do it. We want to make sure that you spend your time, in the driver's seat as much as possible, not in the lobby of the waiting room or, reaching out to us for technical support along the way, which will certainly provide that. That's part of buying a car from EAG, is we're going to stand behind you throughout your ownership experience, and anything that you need along the way to keep the car in top running order, we're going to help. We're going to set you up with the best service shop in your area too. We know most of them in all of the major metropolitan areas, and they know us because they've seen our signature, they've seen our handiwork, they've seen our cars. If you have a question about our business, certainly ask any of your local service shops if they've ever worked on our cars. That's the best way to understand a shop, is to look at their work. And we've been able to look at everybody else's work all these years by reviewing these service records that we have in the trunk, which I guess that's a good time to segue into that. And understanding what these shops have done, how they've done it, how they've billed those customers for it, gives us good perspective of what shops to maybe recommend, and then we have a conversation. I'm pausing because I want to show you this. This is cool. This is my favorite design element relative to function on the Z4 platform. And then there's a key insert there. So that's total James Bond stuff. Service binder has all of the service history since new. I'll try not to flash the personal information, but we've got the Bluetooth key card there. We've got the window sticker copy, silver gray metallic, black extended Napa premium, carbon leather trim, heated front seats, and $57,320. It's cheaper today than that. This car is priced at $38,000, $37,990. You'll see on the website. History report, and then look here. We've got no shortage of records, and done at the dealer. And then there's EAG's ticket. Let's take a look at that. So we've got, this is round one at 55.7 on miles. Our findings: we're going to do a inspection 2. We're going to do all the coolant and brake flush in addition. The constant pressure valve is original, so we'll upgrade that to a Viton O-ring, high pressure power steering line. Service history was the main thing I wanted to share with you. And see, a good example here is M Service. They're a great shop in Southern California, which is where the car most recently has lived. And there are 10 oil changes on file for this car in this book, maybe even more. And at 60,000 miles, that's about the ideal amount. Maybe 12 would be like perfect. But the car's always been driven, it's always been in service, it's always been used and enjoyed and cared for. It's always been garaged, it's never been on track, it's never been wrecked, it's never been in salt, it's never been in the hands of an owner or driver that you wouldn't want to share the driver's seat with. And that's important. That's the EAG's responsibility, to deliver you the car that you're hoping for, what you're paying for. We're not the cheapest place in town. That's not what we pride ourselves on. We pride ourselves on being the most thorough and the most trustworthy. That's why we buy all of our cars back. And I am certainly looking forward to buying some of these cars back. So let's move over to there. So the Le Mans Blue M5 on the left, E39, that's a first-time EAG visitor. You're going to see more on that car on the YouTube channel. The E34 M5 Wagon has its video on the YouTube channel, and that car is going to another enthusiast in Southern California. Avis Blue, 40,000 miles. That car's tough to beat. And then, of course, the E38 M5, and this is the most recent video that we did, the Honest Driver. This is a 108,000 mile car, and it's one of the nicer 108,000 mile cars, E28 platform that we'll see. And it's got a great story. It had a good owner, multiple owners previously, and frankly, we did what a lot of our customers have been doing. We bought this car and bring a trailer, and we then put it through EAG's program on our own, and the car did exactly what it needed, exactly what all the other cars that we've been rejuvenating for other clients that have been shipping their cars here from Bring a Trailer. And 20 grand later, the car is really a rock star. It's going to a great enthusiast in Indiana, actually not too far from Evan and I's hometown, and he's been quite excited. He's quite excited, and he's been quite great to work with. You saw the video, and then here we are just a week later, and the car is not too far from getting on a truck and heading up to northern Indiana. And I'll show you something real quick too. If you watched the earlier video, I talked about the radio in this car, and so we've got a really slick solution, and this is a very, very stock-esque period radio but has Bluetooth. It has USB. It's got the plastic sheeting still on the screen there, but very cost-effective option to give the car a modern touch so that you can use the car and drive it, still be hands-free and safe if you're going to have a conversation on your phone. That's something that we certainly would offer any and all of our other E28 and other models that where that's applicable. The E34 M5 wagon, I mean, come on, that is just such a cool car. It's going through final rounds of quality control. I'm looking forward to spending some time driving this car and shaking everything down. We've completed our rejuve, had a lot of work to just update things, did a full suspension refresh. The M parallels just really make this car pop. Being a 94, it's going to have the Motorsport mirrors, it's going to have the updated wheels. This is going to be a 6-speed car. The 93s and 92s are going to be a 5-speed car. Just, I mean, thing just hauls. And then the Le Mans Blue M5. This is Le Mans on Silverstone. We're going to have a full YouTube video on this car that I think you'll certainly enjoy. A lot of driving done in this one as well. Le Mans on Silverstone is one of just 21, and as funny as it is, we have another Le Mans on Silverstone in the workshop now, a 2001 model that was just recently bought by an EAG client on Bring a Trailer again, and shipped it to us not too far away in Columbus, Ohio. And it's here now to go through the full rejuve program and normal 20 plus grand of stuff that we're doing to all of these other M5s. That car's getting as well. This car's getting about I'd have to look again, 12 or 13 or 15 grand worth of stuff, and it's just all update stuff. It's headlight adjusters, it's clutch and rear main seal just because they're original, and door vapor barriers and rear view mirror and instrument cluster, and you watch the video on this car to find that out. But if you do have a car that you're interested in rejuving, whether you've just bought it on bat or just bought it from your neighbor, or dad finally gave you the car that you learned to drive stick on, it's a special BMW to you. Those are the cars that we're loving working on in the workshop. We've got a 850 CSI custom rejuve that just arrived. It's a 4th or 5th one on property, I think. We can't keep count anymore. But certainly be happy to rejuve any of your cars if you've got something special, or maybe another M-Coupe or M-Roadster that, it's going on 15 years old. Some of these, 2006, they were built early 2006, 14 years, fine. We'd be happy to help bring that car to its former glory and preserve it for the next Enthusiast chapter of its life. So this silver gray is available. It's on the website. It's one of 3 Z4 M-Coupes that we have. We've got another 16,000 mile that we bought from the first owner, sold to the second owner, bought it back 3,000 miles later. And then we have another 2-owner car with just 5,000 miles. And all of them, that one's a 2007, the other one's a 2006. So, thanks again for tuning in. Subscribe for more. Hope you're enjoying these videos, and we are certainly looking forward to meeting the next Enthusiast owner, this Z4 M-Coupe, and stay tuned for the M5 video as well. See ya.